everyone. This is Karen.
Hello, everybody. This is Shane.
Today we're looking at part 1 of Lillian Dixon, Planting the Seed of Hope. And the vocabulary words are infection.
Infection.
I can't go swimming now because I have an ear infection.
Ouch. Contribution.
Contribution.
Christy received an award from the mayor for her contributions to the city.
Neglect.
Neglect.
He neglected his health for too long and ended up in the hospital.
Oh. Relieve.
Relieve.
Daisy relieved the tightness in her muscles by doing some stretching.
All right. Isolate.
Isolate.
The scientist isolated the sick bees in a box to study them. So we're talking about someone really wonderful, kind, loving, and remarkable.
Lillian Dixon. Lillian Dixon.
Right. Lillian Dixon is who we're talking about today.
She was the wife of a missionary?
That's right, and she came to Taiwan with her husband in 1927.
Ooh.
And as a wife of a missionary, they really want to do a lot of good to our society. So they started an organization called Mustard Seed Mission.
Okay.
Yeah, that was in 1952. So basically the mission, they established, some schools for the poor, and then they helped many people who are in need. Maybe some people who are really ill, some people who are really sick.
I know.
Yes.
And she's quite famous for the help she did and the work she did with the lepers, right?
That's right. That's a kind of disease.
Yeah, leprosy is a disease where your skin falls off, and it's quite scary, and it's contagious. So she helped to give them medicine, to help with their pain, and to give them a comfortable place to sleep. And even for their healthy children, they also gave them homes and education, because they felt, oh, these poor lepers, everyone just wanted to get away from them.
Exactly.
But they were suffering.
Yes, and then she was willing to help and give them a better life. So she is really a remarkable person.
Cool, let's learn more
about Lillian Dixon. Enjoy.
Lillian Dixon, Planting the Seed of Hope. Some individuals seem to be put on this earth for the single purpose of helping others. Lillian Dixon is one of them. She arrived in Taiwan with her husband in 1927 and spent the following decades helping Taiwan's sickest and poorest. Her selfless behavior has changed many lives.
Today's lesson is called Lillian Dixon, Planting the Seed of Hope. Part 1. Hello everyone, my name is Jeff.
And I'm Mike. And yes, we are going to be learning about Lillian Dixon, a true friend of the country and the people of Taiwan. This is a woman who dedicated basically her whole life's work, her whole career, to helping people and developing this island home that we all love.
Yes, Lillian Dixon was really good at helping other people. Yeah, some individuals seem to be put on this earth for the single purpose of helping others. And Lillian Dixon is one of them. Like I said before, she was really good at helping people, and she gave her whole life to helping people. It seems as though that was the reason she was put here on planet Earth, to help others.
And certainly the reason she moved to Taiwan many years ago, at a time when the island would be completely different from what we know today. It says she arrived in Taiwan with her husband in 1927 and spent the following decades helping Taiwan's sickest and poorest. She came here a long time ago and spent many years, many decades helping the sickest and poorest. Her selfless behavior has changed many lives. She's a generous, kind, caring person. That's the kind of person we would describe as selfless, not selfish. They're not thinking about themselves. In fact, they rarely think about themselves. They're always thinking about others. What a noble, wonderful
person. Who needs help? If you're sick, if you're poor, I'll be there for you. I'll be there to give you some assistance and some help. And yes, her behavior here, it changed many lives forever. Anyways, folks, with that, it is time for us to take a break, but don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。这2天的课文是要介绍一位很重要的女性，这个人物是 Lillian Dixon， 孙理莲。孙理莲女士是在1927年和她的先生来到台湾。那在接下来的几十年期间，她致力于帮助台湾病得最重以及最穷困的人。她无私的作为改变了很多人的生命。好，刚刚 Mike 老师在开场的时候提到，孙理莲女士几乎把她一生奉献给台湾，帮助了很多人。那老师用到 dedicate。dedicate 这个字是拼作 D-E-D-I-C-A-T-E， 那这个动词就表示献身，把时间啊、精力等等用在什么什么上面。好，那我们常常用 dedicate oneself to something 来表达致力于某事物，将所有的精力投注在某事物。接着回到课文中。
Lillian Dixon, planting the seed of hope. The wife of a missionary, Dixon created an organization called the Mustard Seed Mission in 1952. Through the mission, she established schools, children's homes, and milk stations in some of the poorest areas of Taiwan. Dixon also delivered medical aid to remote mountain villages, treating the people there who were suffering from infections and illnesses.
All right, everyone. Today we are reading about a person named Lillian Dixon, one of the most selfless people ever. And let's learn some more about her right now. The wife of a missionary, Dixon created an organization called the Mustard Seed Mission in 1952. So here the organization is called a mission, and she was the wife of a missionary, and that's a person who goes to other countries and tries to convert these people in these other countries to a religion like Christianity.
So what did the Mustard Seed Mission do? Let's read on. It says, through the mission, she established schools, children's homes, and milk stations in some of the poorest areas of Taiwan. And yes, charities often do work in very poor areas. In this case, she was helping to educate and to keep young people healthy, which is, an important thing to do anywhere, but especially in areas where there isn't a lot of money.
Yeah, and there's more. She did even more. Dixon also delivered medical aid to remote mountain villages, treating the people there who were suffering from infections and illnesses. Oh my goodness. She could do it all. She seems as though she single-handedly wanted to rescue the people of Taiwan.
Well, she certainly did more than her fair share to make life better for lots of people. Sure, educating people, building milk stations so that young people get access to healthy milk and things like that. Those are great. But in times of great need, you might have to deliver medical aid. These would be things like medicines to places where people were sick, people suffering from infections and illnesses. An illness is a sickness. If you have a cold or a flu or, of course, more serious things, that would be an illness. And an infection is related in a very similar kind of way. An infection, this word is a noun. It's a disease, it's being infected, it's getting some kind of bacteria or something like that in your body. We're not going to turn this into a science class, but basically an infection is something that has entered your body and is now making you sick. For example, I can't go swimming now because I have an ear infection.
Ah, there you go.
Water in my ear and now
Maybe
it hurts.
a bacteria, it infected your ear and you have an infection.
Some medicine for 3 or 4 days, I should be okay.
All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a break, but don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
孙理莲女士是一位传教士的妻子，她在1952年设立一个机构，叫做 Mustard Seed Mission 芥菜种会。那么 mustard 这个字呢，除了可以指芥末，它也可以指芥菜，也就是台语说的挂菜。好，那我们补充单字 missionary。missionary 是传教士。这样老师提到说，传教士是要让人改变信仰，改信某个宗教。好，老师用到 convert 这个动词，它是拼作 convert。 Convert 它有转变、转换的意思，那它其实也有使什么皈依、改变信仰的意思。好，老师还有用到 Christianity。Christianity 它是拼作 Christianity，那么 Christianity 它就表示基督教。然后课文提到说呢，孙理莲透过芥菜种会，在台湾最贫穷的一些地区成立了学校、育幼院以及牛奶站。他也把医疗救助资源带到偏远山上的村落，去治疗受感染以及生病的人。好，那这边就有一个单字 infection， 它就表示感染、传染病，是当名词。好，刚刚两位老师说啊，听到这个孙理莲女士做了这么多的善行，看起来似乎想靠自己的力量拯救台湾人民。她为了改善人们的生活，做了很多事情。好，那老师用到 single-handedly 这个副词，它表示单独地，也就是 single 单一的那个字，加上连字号，再加上 handedly 是拼作 handedly， 那这个副词表示单独的。老师还有用到 do more than one's fair share。好 ，share 当名词，它有分配或是分担的意思。好，那么 fair share 就表示平分啊，应得的一份。当我们说 do more than one's fair share， 字面上的意思是做的事情超出原本所分配的，也就是说多做了很多事。好，接着回到课文中。
Lillian Dixon, planting the seed of hope. Her most impressive contribution was her work with lepers who had been neglected due to fear of their disease. Dixon brought them food, bedding, and medicine to relieve their pain. She also provided housing for their healthy children. In a book describing her work, Dixon wrote, "The leper patients are willing to be isolated in order to protect people in the outside world from exposure to this disease. Other people in gratitude should at least give each one a decent place to sleep and decent food to eat."
Are you in trouble? Maybe Lillian Dixon will come to the rescue. Well, maybe not. She's no longer with us, but Lillian Dixon was an impressive human being. And get this, her most impressive contribution was her work with lepers who had been neglected due to fear of their disease. Remember Lillian Dixon? She wanted to help out the people of Taiwan, the sickest and the poorest people in Taiwan. And here it says that her most impressive contribution while helping these people out was her work with lepers, people with leprosy. Now, before we move on, we've got a vocabulary word to talk about, the noun contribution, okay? A contribution is something that you give to others to help them out. The noun is contribution. The verb is contribute. If you contribute something, you give that thing to another person to help them out. So yes, contribution, or a contribution, I should say. It's kind of help or it's kind of assistance. For example, Christy received an award from the mayor for her contributions to the city.
Oh, okay. So she was doing something good to just help out the city in some way. That's great. Yes, and we were learning that Lillian Dixon, her contribution was helping lepers. Lepers were neglected at that time. Now, to neglect, this verb basically is to ignore, to not pay attention to something. Maybe because you're too busy, you might neglect to pay your phone bill or something like that in a week that you're very busy. Sometimes we forget these things. Other times we're doing it because we don't really want to. If you're neglecting to study for that big test next week, it might be because there's other fun things that you'd rather do. But don't neglect your homework. Don't ignore it. Do pay attention to it. For example, for the word neglect, we could say he neglected his health for too long and ended up in the hospital. 3 cheeseburgers a day for 30 years. It's not a good idea.
Sounds like Donald Trump. 3 cheeseburgers a day. Anyways, let's not talk about him.
No.
Let's talk some more about Lillian Dixon. Dixon brought them, these lepers, brought them food, bedding, and medicine to relieve their pain. amazing. Now, here we have the verb relieve to talk about. If you're relieved of something, okay, you feel as though a burden has been removed from your shoulders. You feel better after experiencing some stress in your life. So if you relieve your stress, let's say, that stress goes away and you feel better. Now, this word relieve is kind of like the word heal, but you usually wouldn't say, oh, my illness has been relieved, or my wound has been relieved. Yes, if you heal, you do get better, but we're talking about illnesses and wounds, whereas relieve, this word can be used in situations when we're talking about pressure and stress and tension. For example, Daisy relieved the tightness in her muscles by doing some stretching. So there you go. There was some tightness, and she relieved that tightness by stretching.
All right, so she was helping lepers, people with leprosy. Maybe we should mention this is a disease that luckily is not around very much these days, but it's kind of a frightening disease rather than a dangerous disease. It affects the parts of our body, and things can start to, well, get very sick. But luckily, she was helping these people, and she was also being careful to not neglect the people with leprosy, the lepers' families as well. It says she also provided housing for their healthy children. So these lepers might have had their own families. The children are fine, but of course the children need somewhere to stay so that they can visit their family and the families don't have to be broken up. That's better for everyone. Not only did she do all this work, she wrote a book about it as well. Let's find out about that. It says, in a book describing her work, Dixon wrote, "The leper patients are willing to be isolated in order to protect people in the outside world from exposure to this disease." She went on to say, "Other people in gratitude should at least give each one a decent place to sleep and decent food to eat." In other words, she was saying these people with leprosy, they know their disease frightens other people, so they're okay, they're happy to live in their own areas. But we, the healthy people, we should at least be careful to provide them the basic things that they need. I think
there you go.
That's the least that we can do. Now, to isolate is to keep something away from something else. In this case, we're keeping sick people away from healthy people so that the disease doesn't spread. And that's a very common way to use this word isolate. Doctors will isolate a patient with an unknown illness until they can figure out what's wrong. If you don't isolate that person and leave them to mix with the big crowds and the rest of the people, of course, diseases can spread quickly. For example, the scientist isolated the sick bees in a box to study them. He wanted to keep them separate so he can do his scientific experiments carefully. All right, that's it for today, but I believe tomorrow we will have more about Lillian Dixon. So please come back and join us for that.
We will see you then.
Bye-bye.
孙理莲女士最令人佩服的贡献就是救助汉生病患工作。好 ，leprosy 是指汉生病，这种病俗称为麻风病。那么 leper 就表示汉生病患者，也就是一般人家说的麻风病患者。好，那因为对这种疾病的恐惧，汉生病患者一直被忽视。那么孙理莲女士就会带着食物啊、床单、被子还有药物给他们，来减轻他们的痛苦。她还提供住所给他们健康的孩子居住。好，文中的 bedding 它是当不可数名词来表达床单、被子、被褥。还有 housing 是不可数名词，它是指住房、住宅的总称。那这边还有3个单字 contribution 表示贡献 neglect 它表示忽视、忽略，它是当动词。那 neglect 它还有疏于看照的意思。还有 relieve 它表示缓和、减轻，是当动词来用。好，那孙理莲女士有一本书呢，就描述到她的工作。她在书里面有提到说，汉生病患者自愿被隔离，去保护外界的人不会接触到这种疾病。那其他心怀感激的人，应该至少要给他们每个人一个像样的地方来睡觉，有像样的食物可以食用。好，文中的 ingratitude 就表示心怀感激的、感恩的。那这边还有一个单字叫 isolate 它是当动词，表示使什么隔离，使什么孤立。还有 decent，decent 它是形容像样的、体面的。好，以上是这个讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。大家好，我是 Hanny， 欢迎收看我们的文法单元。今天要介绍的文法重点有4个。第一个是动词 seem 的用法，第二个是 for the purpose of 再加名词或动名词，第三个是 be willing to 加原形动词，第4个是 protect somebody from 加上名词或动名词。好，我们先来学动词 seem， 表示似乎、好像。那它常见的用法有2种，第一种你就用 seem 直接加不定词，也就是加 to 加原形动词。然后第二种呢是 it seems 再加上 that 子句。例如 everyone seems to agree with you， 大家似乎都跟你意见一致。你是不是偷偷买便当给他们吃啊？好，那这个句子呢，我们也可以改成 it seems that everyone agrees with you。另外，我们还可以用 seem to be 加上形容词或名词，其中这个 to be 可以省略不用哦。例如 David seems to be a decent man， 也可以说 David seems a decent man， 意思就是说 David 他似乎是个很正派的人。好，接着我们来学 for the purpose of 加上名词或动名词，这表示为了什么什么的目的。例如They held a family meeting for the purpose of deciding on a name for the puppy。为了要帮那只小狗狗命名，要选定名字，他们举行的家庭会议。哇，这件事情还要举办家庭会议哦！干脆直接把它取名为皮卡丘。以后你每次要叫狗狗去追求的时候，你就可以大喊：“去吧，皮卡丘！”好，接着我们来学 be willing to 加原形动词。willing 是用来这个形容愿意的、乐意的、出于自愿的。好，那我们用 be willing to 加原形动词，就表示愿意怎么样，自愿怎么样。像是 My brother is willing to drive us to the airport on Sunday。我哥愿意星期天开车载我们去机场。好，最后我们来学 protect somebody from 加上名词或动名词，就是指说保护某人不受什么的侵害，保护某人不要怎么样怎么样。例如The bug spray can protect you from mosquito bites。这个防虫液啊，可以保护你免于蚊虫叮咬哦。好，以上是今天重点整理，我们下次见喽，拜拜。
让你获得好人缘的赞美英文句。
Hello, everybody. I am Shane.
I'm Holly.
Wow, that looks great on you.
哦，谢谢，我今天穿得很好看吗？
Yeah, I like that. Can I have it?
你太好笑，我要被你笑死了。
Do you think I'm hilarious?
Yes, you're hilarious.
I am pretty funny. So today we're learning about how to compliment people.
对，我们今天就是要看如何称赞别人，有几种说法呢
Yeah, so I don't really think that looks great on you. Just an example.
Okay, so 第一种就是如果你今天觉得他今天穿的真好看 ，Wow, that looks great on you. Wow, 你穿的真好看。可是其实这没有很好看啊，我只是说假的。
Okay, let me say a fake one too. You're the best.
OK，
这个也是假的。
Well， 你也是最棒了，你最好了。You're the best.
But of course, sometimes when you're saying these things, you're going to mean it. So you can say, you're the best.
Yeah， 你是最好的。哇，你真棒。You're the best.
It almost feels like you're really saying, like, I love you. You're the best. 真的爱你。You're the best.
OK， 太多了，太
Too
多了。
much, too much?
对。哦，可是我之前还有听过一句是 You're the man.
Thank you.
But not.
You heard other people say, I'm the man? I know. I am the man.
可是你们真的会常用这一句吗？
The problem with this is that you can only say it to a man.
所以 You're the man 这一句话真的不能用吗？
其实还好，你还是可以用，可是你就是要小心一点。
哦，就是只能对男人用这样子。
对。
OK.
All right, let's learn how to use this stuff in real life in live action. That looks great on you. You definitely didn't pick that out yourself.
That's hilarious. I did pick this out myself, okay?
I'm totally messing with you. You seriously look great in everything you wear.
Oh, you're so sweet. You're the best. Number 1, you're hilarious. Number 2, wow, that looks great on you. Number 3, you're the best. Number 4, you're the man.